guys, welcome back to my channel. First of all, I want to start by a disclaimer about yesterday's video. I don't know what happened. I have filmed 7 minutes of me giving a little story time, but I don't know what happened along the way, and when I edited the video I just didn't realize that the audio didn't go well and it just didn't match with the music. And for yesterday's video there was no story time, so once again I'm sorry for that. I'll make sure to include that story time the second that I get the chance to do it in another video. For this video I want to start with another disclaimer of obviously this is Elsa from Frozen, and the song is also from the same movie, so they are not my original characters, so please don't go after me disliking my videos and copywriting it, because I am something that is not mine. So for this video I wanted to talk about the story of how I saw the snow for the first time. So when I saw the snow for the first time, it was around the time that Frozen came out and we had gone to Tennessee. Now I live in Florida, and in Florida the weather cannot be any more tropical than it is. So obviously winter is a joke here. Barely we have any cold and definitely not any snow. So I remember when we went, I was around 13 years old. I was in 9th grade when I went for the first time. And I remember I was super excited to see the snow for the first time, because this is all I've been waiting for forever. This was just like a dream. And I just remember spending that whole entire winter buying clothes for the winter, buying sweaters, buying pants, buying everything that was going to prep us for us to not freeze to death. And I just remember being super excited. Now, we didn't go by airplane, we went by car, so it took us really extremely long to get there, and we were really uncomfortable. We were two families in a little van, and we were just not in the best of situations, but we made it work. I remember our first stop was Georgia, because we couldn't continue driving for that long. If not, I swear one of us was gonna end up killing each other, but we ended up taking a stop, and already at that point it was cold. It wasn't snowing, but it was already pretty darn cold. I remember around that time I had opened my first Instagram, so I was still in the realms of cringy pictures and cringy posts, so I remember posting videos non-stop about our journey over there. Now, at first it was fun and all, and all that I wanted at that point was to get to Tennessee. I did not care about stopping anywhere else or seeing anything else. I just wanted to see the snow. So the next morning we headed out to Tennessee, and we drove until we got there. It took pretty long because we didn't stay in the city side of Tennessee. We stayed for the first time in Smoky Mountain. That's where we stayed. And let me tell you, it was the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. Now, it wasn't snowing at that point. It didn't snow until the very last day, but when we got there, the water was frozen. Some of it was frozen. So I remember going by the mountains, and you would see little cascades made out of ice. You would see it like white, like there had been snow, but we didn't get to see it. And it was just really beautiful going through the countryside of Tennessee and being able to go up the mountains and seeing all the attractions and just seeing everything. Now, I remember when we got to our cabin had 2 floors. Technically 3, but the third one was more of a attic that was turned into a room. So technically 2 floors, rhetorically 3 floors, sorry. Now I went with my friend, her family, my family, and another family, and me and her ended up sleeping together. Now, even though we had prepared, this was our first time in the winter, so I remember feeling so bad for her, because I just tried to cuddle up next to her the whole entire time, and she would just get mad pushing me away. Let's just say by the end of the morning, she wasn't on the bed. She was pretty much sleeping with her parents, and I was alone. And when I kept looking for her, she was somewhere else. So that was a funny story that every now and then we talk about it and we laugh about it. Now, the journey was beautiful. We got to see a lot of things. We got to meet a lot of people. We got to go to a lot of places that I had never gone before. The aquarium, sorry, I forgot the word for a reason. The aquarium in Tennessee was beautiful. Being able to walk around in the shark tank and just seeing everything was incredible. So nonetheless, it was a beautiful experience. Now, where everything went down was when it started snowing. Now, every time that I saw movies, every time that I saw shows, every time that I saw everything, they made snow look fluffy and nice and soft. They didn't tell me snow was so slippery. So the last day that it snowed, it was the day before we came back. So it was the night before we returned, because we returned in the morning. And I just remember I was in the shower washing my hair, and I don't know where I heard everybody screaming that it was snowing. And I just remember I ran for it. I didn't care that I was wet. I didn't care. I was gonna get sick. I just ran outside. And I remember looking at the snowfall and just being able to be there and live that was such an incredible experience. Just being able to look at it. If I find a video of my interactions with the snow, I'll post it up. I'll show you guys. I remember at one point I was just hanging out outside, and one of the parents from the family just decided to grab a snowball and throw it at me, and we had a snowball fight. And it's just incredible, and it was such a fun experience. The only bad thing that happened, the only scary encounter, was when we were leaving. My mom was taking pictures of me in the mountain, and the mountain had a really big incline. It wasn't like a small hill. It was really, really steep. And I remember I was standing on top of a little bench, and she ended up walking away, and as I was getting down, I fell, and I started sliding all the way down the mountain, and I almost fell off. The only good thing was that there was a couple of bricks in the middle of the mountain, and there was a couple of trees, and I just kind of held on to that, and I just ran inside because I was done. I was like, I just saw my life flash before my eyes. There was a couple, like, not lakes but riverbanks by the bottom, and I knew if I fell I was gonna fall into the riverbank, and I was not in the mood to be found in a CSI special of the frozen girl in the river. So yeah, if I find the video, I'm gonna be posting it up just so you guys could see kind of what it was, how young I was, how cringy it was. But it was just a really cute experience, and I really hope that we could have it again, because the last time we went again, sadly it didn't snow, so I haven't seen any snow after that. But once again, this is something I would love to see. Well guys, take care. Once again, thank you for watching. Love you guys.